Jeff Ball's match or John Caxton Phillips' list is because they're playing someone who's already played before. They want to bring you something interesting, and to be fair, the last choice is the same thing. We're seeing someone who's on the top table. But the thing is, the top table is interesting. It's Robert Cornell, who is staying on the stream, versus the UK Nationals champion himself, Duncan Callander, who'll be flying to Worlds. So I think it's a worthy exchange, personally. And I know Duncan very well. He's a very good player. He's one of the people who gave me a lot of advice when I first turned up in tournaments. So I hold Duncan in very high regard as a player. He's a masterclass to watch, and I would love to see Paul Heaver take on Duncan Callander in the finals at Worlds. It would make my year to see that. So we're gonna see if Duncan can bring it to the table. Go through lists. I don't get stressed, Audie Weasel. I'm just frustrated because people don't want to be on stream. Of course, that is their choice. You can't force someone to be on stream, and I get why they don't want to be on stream. As Robin points out, you can't. It's a very stressful environment to be in sometimes. So, with people critiquing, I think it's almost a resource you should use. You should use it to kind of... You're getting recordings. You can watch yourself back. You can see your mistakes played out in front of you and the good plays you made and see where it takes you. I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of by watching yourself back. That's just my opinion. But I'm... Yeah. It is what it is. I'm sure we've got Duncan's list here somewhere. Charlie Wallace, Katan. I'll be right back while I get the lists.
Right, apologies about the delays and us running around the place a bit, but it's been a bit of a go. Yes, indeed. This is a bit of a special top table we've got going here. This should be, I mean, this is top tier play.
This is top tier play.
There is no two ways to describe it. It's going to be the best of the best.
The best of the best is now assembling on the table, and we're going to have quite the slugging match, I think, between these two. I mean,
is that some K-Wings? I do always like seeing K-Wings.
I've not seen K-Wings for a while. I believe we've got Chewbacca and Donnie for one of the lists, and then the other one looks like a Double Protector and Jumpmaster. Well, I know which one I prefer to see. But we'll see what Duncan thinks is the most tactical advantage, because I'm not going to argue with the UK national champion.
No. Oh, I'm gonna have to be very careful about what I say now. I don't feel I can legitimately criticise anything he does.
You feel like you're not in a position to kind of.
I'm gonna sit back and learn from the master.
So yes, we have the UK Nationals champion Duncan Callander taking on Robert Cornell, our previous winner. Oh my god! I was just saying to the audience that Duncan is one of those players who I actually I've had many games with in the past, and he's a very good player. very skilled at what he does. He knows the game very well. Of course he does. And he also was very good at mentoring people. Like, even though he didn't know them, he was good at mentoring people. And it was nice to see that kind of mutual understanding between people.
Are we after a particular...
You know Jake Kenny?
Sorry?
Jake Kenny.
Do I know John Kenny?
Yeah, he's in the event. He hasn't showed up for his match.
I don't know him.
I know Jake, but I don't know where he is.
Sure.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. I don't know where he's got to.
Would you guys know if he's dropped in any way or?
I wouldn't know. I'll be honest. I have no idea whether finding out either. Sorry. Because I'm pretty sure. That was that's Duncan Keough.
Keough and Callander. That's why we were getting.
That's
confused.
why we were getting confused. Keough and Callander. Yeah, he gave us the list earlier, but I don't know where they've gone. Planning. That's what this is. Oh, they're all down there. So wherever it's gone.
It's not either of these.
Nope, it's not that. I will go and find out quickly from him. I'll need my phone because I need to take pictures.
Apologies for the small technical interruption. Elliot is taking the simultaneously high tech and low tech approach of going out there and taking a photo of the cards on the table. God bless you, mobile phones. Right. Sorry if you're getting some background sound here. We've had a last minute drop or a player go missing, and we are just trying to make sure that everyone is paired up and has something to do. Because fundamentally everyone's here to play the game. And for all that, having your opponent not show up gets you a win. I think generally speaking, everyone would rather make sure that they are getting their full day's worth of X-Wing out of this. So there we go. So I think by the look of things, Rob is going to be flying the list we saw versus Max.
Well, that makes it very easy for me. Miranda Doney and Warden Squadron Pilot is what we have here.
Excellent.
So 2 K-Wings.
Excellent.
So,
that's going to be interesting to see.
Which this is actually what he was bringing as a regionals list, effectively. That's not a regionals, a worlds list. So you're getting a bit of a preview here. But knowing that, he'll probably switch it up after people kind of see what his tactic is.
There's a couple of homing missiles there on Miranda, which I've noticed, which do definitely help against the defenders.
I'm seeing a lot of munitions on these K-Wings.
They are very heavily loaded. So you've got to be confident as well to be flying a grand total of
2 K-Wings, and that is it.
18 hull and shields in total, behind 1 agility apiece.
Which, to be fair, I will point out, he said to me, all day he has not used his other list. He's only used the K-Wings.
Fair enough.
And he is here, top table, in spot number 1. So he knows what he's doing.
This is going to be a match to watch.
I'm excited for this one. I was losing my energy, but now I'm all back. I'm back from the dead almost. Right. So yeah, he's brave. It's been a while since I've seen 2 K-Wings, especially the last time I've seen that is when it was played by just trying to have Chelsea Fine. But yeah, being flown by the Master, it's... Ooh.
No, that list of Duncans there is something I've pondered giving a try myself, but I've been completely honest, I've never had the guts to do it.
Well, he does have the guts. He does have the guts. That Aussie, because he is Australian, that Aussie gut, to kind of just go for it.
Yeah. It's... No, I'm genuinely excited to see how this round goes.
Me too. I'm really excited for this one.
Do you want me to do a quick run through of the list while you're
setting
things up?
Please do.
So, you're all familiar with Rob's list, but just to give anyone who's just joined the stream a very quick overview of that, we've got Marek Steele, Countess Ryad, and Omega Leader from Rob. It did very well in the previous match against Max Bull. Duncan is flying Miranda Doney with a twin laser turret, homing missiles and extra munitions, C-3PO, and then this is where things start to get quite interesting. A coronet and proton bombs, and again, don't forget those extra munitions apply to all of those. So that's effectively 2 homing missiles, 2 coronets, 2 proton bombs, and then advanced slam. So he's got the potential to get himself out of dodge when he's in a bad situation with the slam, and still drop some bombs onto the board. And with the potentially slightly predictable flight plan of the defenders, that might prove very valuable. Then we've got a Warden Squadron pilot, so that's the Pilot Skill 2 K-Wing. With a twin laser turret, extra munitions, and here's where we start to see some differences. We've got Sabine Wren in the crew slot, some proximity mines, some seismic charges, some colonets, thanks to Sabine, and advanced slam. So that is a Warden carrying 6 sets of bombs and mines. Those could clutter the table up. Something chronic.
Yes, I can see this being one hell of a match. Oh, I'm really excited for this. And yes, Audie Weasel, he's got some big old brass.
Yeah.
He has to fly this. He has. But I wouldn't expect anything less of him, to be fair. He's a really skilled pilot.
I've kept trying to get bombs and mines to work, and I just don't have quite the right thought process going through my mind as yet. Because it's that thinking about where you're going to be moving, what's then like one distance behind you, all of that sort of stuff. It's tricky stuff, and it's very counter to the way that I tend to fly, because I'm normally going purely for like sort of jousting efficient, guns on the front, burn towards the enemy type ships. So this is something I'm fascinated to see, because it is so different to the way I normally play the game.
And don't forget that Duncan, as I said before, Duncan is the Nationals champion here in England. So he's got the brass to back it up. I'm going to quickly double check I got his name correct, because I do not want to screw this up. Duncan
To the internet.
To the internet. Yep, that's correct. Good. I'm not afraid to admit that I was a bit concerned there. And let's bring Snaz up so we can actually get the timer going for the game. So yeah, okay, we won't be able to bring you the matches that you wanted to see and we wanted to see, but I think this is a wise enough investment.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be sad to see this on the stream.
No, nor would I.
Okay, and we've some dials going down
already.
This is quick and efficient play right here. There's the handshake,
and we're off.
I'm always fond of that, like sort of gesture like that. Good luck to your opponent at the start of the game as well. Like it's reminding everyone that fundamentally, for all that we are competing against each other, this is a tiny spaceship game.
We are pushing spaceships around a board. Oh, here we go. And I am ready for this. I am so ready for this. Here we go. So we spaced out the deployment for the K-Wings. Probably a wise investment given the twin laser turret's range. He wants to get as much coverage from them as both. But it also means that if one comes in close to a range one on the other one, take advantage of the blind spot, you then have one of the other K-Wings can plink with the twin laser turret. So
I'm expecting Rob to try and stick to the edges of the board here, actually. I think he really doesn't want to get into the mess of that asteroid field.
We all know where that's going to end up.
It's bad for him, and particularly with those K-Wings packing all of those bombs, he can block off avenues of approach. He can really kind of like constrain where those ships are going to be able to go.
Yeah. So yeah, people tweet, post on the FFG forums, Facebook, whatever.
And here we go. The first Cononet is out already.
We have the Nationals champion taking on the top player in Athena Games, Robert Cornell, and this is a test game for Worlds, according to Duncan. And he's made it this far, and I've got to adjust Duncan's numbers because that is not 0-0, and he's not 0-0. He's 100, and I believe since he's been first, well, actually, he doesn't show us anything.
We will be able to tell when
Omega Leader.
either Omega Leader or Miranda goes.
Yeah.
He's just trying to close off areas of the board here,
Yeah.
I think, and force Rob to have to engage
This is
precisely where he wants.
This is interesting. I've seen people always want to drop nets in front of people and on people, but not actually advance. Just closing off areas of the board. I've never seen that before. It's very interesting play, and instantly there's an entire section of the board there that's been taken off right from the defenders get go, because they're not going to want to fly through that at all, because they won't get their token if they don't move. If they move only one speed.
Nets are such a valuable tool against the Imperial Aces in particular.
Yeah.
Be it defenders, be it interceptors, be it the TIE Advance, all of them suffer really badly from losing their action and getting ionized. There are some rebel ships where it's painful, but it's survivable. It's something that you don't have to care about too much. Like something like the VCX getting netted.
Yeah.
It's you're losing a turn.
Yeah,
you're losing a turn from it, but it's not going to be fatal instantly. Whereas for these small base Imperial ships,
the one place where it won't come into play, I think, is Briard. She can still turn that white K turn, that white one into a K turn if she needs to.
I thought with Briard it was only manoeuvres on her dial. So she might be in a bit of a sticky situation.
You are correct. Let me check the wording on that. Oh, boom, let me pick that up. Let me also. Oh, I'm not sure what's happened there. There we go.
Okay, and Rob's coming forward, keeping his ships together as a pack. We've got the evade token there on Omega Leader to stick around with the comms relay. So it's a sensible, fairly conservative approach to this list where you're just like, what on earth is going on?
Yeah, what on earth is going on? This is just looking at this list thinks this is utterly balmy, but if it works, it must work. He's at the top table.
I'm expecting to see Duncan make good use of that slam as well. Do a lot of clearing himself out of arcs and then using that to take opportunistic shots with that twin laser turret when he's clear of arcs.
You are correct, because it says when you reveal a forward, so then she doesn't reveal when you're doing an ion. So yes, she can't turn that K turn in that one into a K turn. How's the visual of the Facebook stream? That's a good point. I'll check that out. Unfortunately, Facebook's one of those ones which we can't actively really have a look at because we don't know how many people are viewing. It's reached 233 people, but how many are viewing? Well, that's anyone's game.
We've got
according to this, Facebook Live, I should say here, Facebook Live, we've got 0 viewers according to this, but I doubt that's accurate. I hope that's inaccurate. We've got 3 likes on there, that's nice. Twitch is mainly our main avenue of broadcasting, but we do, of course, have our Facebook stream. I'm expecting it to actually go off any time because of the 4-hour maximum. But, I'm waiting for this.
Okay, what have we got going on here? So, too hard from the Warden Squadron, pulling itself round, keeping into that asteroid field. I don't know how this game is going to go, but there is a part of me that does wonder if we're going to see Rob suffer almost the effect that he dealt out to Max here, of finding himself either in a really tricky situation to get shots at all, or being drawn into that asteroid field and having to deal with the consequences of that.
So yeah, the UK National Champion Duncan Callander taking on Robert in this humble little store.
So that's Miranda coming around, and that's Miranda moving first. So the initiative's with Duncan.
Yeah, and what a swoopy maneuver, perfectly passing each other. He's showing himself to be a very expert pilot already from the get-go.
I love watching the K-wing fly around the board as well, because it's just like that enormous wingspan. There is a part of me that wants to try doing a K-wing arc combo list just for as many wings as possible on the board.
We'll call the B-52 squad or something like that.
I haven't quite managed to get something to work out sensibly points wise as yet, so we'll see where that goes.
Okay, so we have K-turns from the defenders and from the Omega Leader, which is wise given how that complete area is being cordoned off. Thing is, I'm wondering whether Duncan is slowly trying to shrink the viable exits here for the defenders to the point where they must commit to going over a form of negative bomb.
I'm expecting Miranda to come through that gap between the two rocks just below the colonnet next turn, because that's going to put her in potentially behind some of the ships. The defenders, of course, can K-turn fairly freely, but if you're then moving the Warden Squadron pilot away, forcing your opponent to potentially split their attention or suffer from the fact that you've got ships.
Also, I believe because Donnie moved first, it means that Duncan has the initiative in this instance.
Yes.
So if I just change that, Duncan has the initiative. There we go.
Which he wants, really, for those action bombs. He wants to make sure he can...
Move first, drop them.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do. Yeah. Right. Oh, this is going to be so good. I'm hoping the hype for this is going to be the game is actually going to be as awesome as the hype for it, because I'm pumped for this. Here we go. So we've got focus tokens on round Donnie. They're starting to set darts for the next round. Not surprising, they're not in any form of engagement round.
I'm very much in agreement with Audio Weasel about the how do I deal with this factor of this list. Because it's something so outside of the norm for what we see, it can be really tricky to then make a decision about how to approach it. And I've had that happen to me when I was at Yavin. I came up against a triple contracted scout list, but I was like, it's fine, I know how to deal with triple contracted scouts. Only these weren't typical ones; they were Atani mind linked, and suddenly they were doing things I didn't think would be even vaguely possible for them. They were all barrel rolling all over the place and boxing dash into a corner. It was very interesting to see. But again, like my loss there was entirely down to me getting confused by my opponent.
Well, this is already turning out to be quite the game. The opening engagement looks I do think Duncan is going to slowly close up those gaps from those asteroids.
Yeah.
I can see probably Marique and Riyadh wanting to turn in here. That small asteroid, the lower right-hand gap between the two asteroids there. Hello, Dan. How can I help? Sorry?
Can I grab you when you've got it?
Yes, sure. You can get it right now.
So, three turn in there from Countess Ryad. I think we're probably going to see her barrel roll to one side or the other at this point, because that rock's interesting. Oh no, that's the evade token from the manoeuvre, of course. So yeah, a barrel roll across here to the left, and then giving a solid approach through that gap between the rocks, potentially lining up a neat shot onto Miranda Doney as well, depending on where Miranda goes and if. And Duncan is playing slow and careful there. I think that may pay off for him. He's not closed the distance onto that defender that I think Rob was probably hoping.
That's quite... he does have range 3, but TLT will come into account there. Loss of the third dice.
Judging the range with the target lock there, making sure where he is, getting some modification in place.
However, it also tells Robert that K-Wing is within range 3, so we could try and get Marique a bit more closer.
Yeah.
Ooh. Here we go, another masterful move there by Robert, snookering his ship. And there we go. Shame we can't see their token trays, because the tray which they have all their lovely templates on has actually got a full decal, which is amazing.
Oh, very nice.
That's why that's a weird looking template right there.
I keep thoughtfully eyeing up some of the like acrylic templates you can get online, because there are some beautiful things out there.
And he's unfortunately out of range for even a target lock at this point. Duncan has spaced himself out magnificently. And what's best, he could probably dash through the asteroid formation, drop a bomb, and then slam away.
So I think Miranda might take some fire here. What we might see... Now, Marek might barrel roll across to try and get a shot in on Miranda, but I think that would put him in a slightly more difficult position for next turn's manoeuvres. Do you stay where you are and try for that shot across onto the Warden?
Oh, he's got a shot anyway, but it's through the asteroid.
It's through the asteroid. So that's the evade from the manoeuvre and then the target lock going down
There's
as
the
well.
target lock. Well, let's see if... I believe that's Miranda Doney. That's a good point. I should get the numbers up to kind of indicate who's who. That is a mistake on my part. Sorry, everyone. I'm going to mark that as... Well, that moved first, isn't it? So that's
No,
obviously
I think that one's the warden.
Yeah, that's the warden. That's Doney.
No, sorry, that one's Doney. That one's the warden, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
But,
Because I thought that one moved first.
don't think so.
Okay.
I may be wrong. I may be wrong.
We'll find out next time.
Okay, so I think that's a couple of points of damage going through there onto Miranda.
C-3PO.
C-3PO.
Well, he guessed 0, my guess. I guess he guessed 0. Oh, no idea why I put the destroyed thing up there. There you go. He's not destroyed. That's Marik, and then Riyadh is down here. Ah! There's always going to be mistakes in this match. Why was it this match? One time I don't want mistakes. Okay.
Okay, so I think this is a homing missile coming in from Miranda. So 5 dice, he's burnt a shield there to get the extra shot through, and then spending the target lock for the modification. So that's looking like 4 hits, and of course Ryad can't spend her evade token on that. So this is just going to be purely down to the green dice. So that is spending. No, you can't swing that. Okay, so just the one. I think that's the shields off. That's the shields off Ryad at that point.
Yeah. Why can't she spend it again?
Because the homing missile
Yes,
from spending it at all.
This is such a good matchup against them with those homing missiles. That I really underestimated how well they do. So that was Miranda firing, wasn't it?
And there's still another one of those to come as well.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. There's still more. And here comes the first attack from... there we go. Blink, blink. 3, Predator, yes.
So this is Ryad onto Doney.
I believe so.
So I think that's some more damage popping off Doney, but I'm not quite sure where she is in health.
Yes, good point. If they're doing dials, I may go and check on that right now.
Yep, not a problem. So Duncan has got to be a little bit careful about his manoeuvres this turn. I think Rob is in an interesting position when it comes to potentially blocking off some of the avenues of approach that are available. And is that a twin laser turret shot coming in from the Warden Squadron onto Marek? It's going to be at the very extremes of the range. If it is, I think that's just out of range. So we're looking at back to dials at this point.
Doney has no shields.
Doney has no shields. Okay, so I'm guessing then we're going to see Doney trying to manoeuvre into a position where she's not taking too much hurt next turn.
I have to admit, it's starting to actually look like me. Actually, I know Riyadh's nearly taken down. It all takes one more volley and it's dead. And the K-wing.
Those twin laser turrets could potentially do quite a lot.
And not only that, Mac Wondak, it's a homing missile that actually did something really effective. It really does nix the advantage of those TIE defenders. That's quite a good balance, I think. It means it brings home missiles back into the meta, almost. I mean, I wouldn't shove them on everything, but it is certainly a good thing to have.
So, if you're Rob, where do you put your defenders to try and capitalise to their maximum extent next turn?
That's the thing, because they can slam and get out of your way and then drop a bomb on you. So, and I think that's going to be the play.
Normally I'd just be like, it's fine, burn in 5k turn with Ryad, but there's no guarantee that that Miranda won't just like gently turn away, go do all of those kind of like small like low speed moves that the K-Wing's perfectly happy doing.
I'll probably do a 3 bank and then a barrel, 3 bank barrel to try and block Donnie's initial movement, therefore she can't slam away.
And then position your other ships to
Yes,
capitalise.
agreed. He needs to block the K-Wings because the key thing is they can get out, they can get past you with their slam and then just drop a bomb on you because of the advanced slam modification.
Yeah.
And with
A Connonet at the wrong time here could end the game for Rob.
yeah, it could be absolutely deciding. And number 2, the Warden Squadron pilot has yet to take any damage in the engagement whatsoever. This is going to be. I'm concerned the fact that Duncan has offered the K-wing up with such a just like here have my shields.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a ploy to kind of lull into a false sense of security because the Warden moves first in every instance and can move to block, can move to deny with bombs, move in front of someone's arc, drop a bomb there. Maybe the strength is in the Warden and not Miranda in this list.
Actually, that's a good point. I'm just wondering if there's any possibility of that Warden just burning forwards fast, slamming round and popping something like a Connonet actively in front of Marek Steel or something like that.
Yeah, a 3-bank, a 3-bank, and then another 3-bank. That will take you in front of Marek Steel.
It's difficult to judge the ranges from here, but I think there is definitely the possibilities with a slam.
Yes, this is why I'm like, what did I say? That's very close.
Ooh, that is
very
tight.
Close.
I think that might actually present some problems for Duncan
That
here.
might indeed present some problems for him. Ooh. The thing is, he can boost the other way if he wants to, but then that's not going to get him in a good position. But then he might just end up. Yeah, it might be wonderful. It might be amazing. Who knows? But that is as close as it can be.
Now the question is, can your slam maneuver overlap an obstacle? Because I think it can, because it's a maneuver.
Yeah, he's chosen not to do it. He's focused up.
Okay.
Are they yours?
Can I borrow you for a ruling, please?
Yes, ruling. Cool.
Elliot is off to do his judging duty. So we've got a 3. Was that a 3 forwards there from Ryad? Ryad, I think, is very much going for the block on Donnie here, and will be interesting to see what Duncan has decided to do. So that 2 hard turn is actually, I think, quite a solid manoeuvre. That's pulling clear of arc. They're just popping the K-wing off the base as that albatross-like wingspan, definitely providing a little bit of an obstacle to tidy ship placement there. Now, what does Miranda do here? Does Miranda go for the Connonet? I think it's the right call. That is just going to create so many problems for Ryad. Yeah, Ryad's potentially in a very sticky situation. If he can do even 1 more point of damage to Ryad, Sabine, I think, can guarantee that Ryad then goes off the board. At which point it might be tempting to just burn Ryad forward 5, get rid of both of the Connonets if you can, clear the board up for yourself a little bit, and deal with the consequences. Yes, indeed, Audio Weasel. You don't want a Connonet just there. It's gift wrapped. Now an interesting 3 bank in from Marek Steel here. Not 100% certain on the thinking behind that move, but
Where's the state of play?
I am not one to question Rob. We've had Miranda pop a Connonet down in front of Ryad, and as I was saying, if Ryad takes even 1 point of damage this turn with Sabine on the board, she's dead.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if what Rob does is just sacrifices Ryad at this point, shoves her 4 or 5 forwards, gets rid of both Connonets in the process, and clears the board up a little bit. Marek Steel has come around, I think, into a slightly uncomfortable position there. It does put him at range 1, so he's not going to be taking twin laser turret fire, but don't forget those K-Wings still have their primary weapon turret, and that is still 3 attack dice at range 1. So it's...
What did I tell you about this game?
Tricky state of play.
What did I tell you? 2 colonnettes down in space of several minutes. Great. Well,
Yeah. So we've only got we've probably only got Omega Leader here having shots from Rob this turn.
that is perfect placement for that colonnet.
Yeah.
Just there's no way Rhea can avoid it. She's gonna have to go over it. And as you say, if she takes the damage,
So, are we seeing? Is this twin laser turret? No, this is going to be a primary weapon turret shot onto Ryad. 2 dice, 2 hits, regaining a shield on Miranda.
Oh, I forgot about that. Partly annoying ability. I just say partly annoying.
The streamer's curse. So I think this is now Omega Leader's shot across onto Miranda Doney. 2 points of damage, 1 now. So 2 green dice because of the thing. Do you see 3PO this?
Guess 0.
I would see 3PO guess 0, keep that shield, but
Got an evade result
there's
anyway.
the evade anyway. So now interesting. We've just had a Duke go off there, and if you've guessed 1, if you've guessed 0. You get the 1, you don't get the extra evade result, and then it's duked down. I think you could still be taking some damage on Miranda there.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to know if Miranda's still got that shield or not. It's a shame Duncan doesn't have his cards under the camera where we can see them, but
He probably wants to keep the space clear. He has his cards at the side. He's unusual like that.
So that is
Hit a crit, and I believe that's
twin laser turret.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, so
Oh well, you win some, you lose some.
Ryad is surviving those colonnettes. Though possibly not much more than that.
No, because with Sabine Wren, do the extra damage every time.
So what do you dial in there with Ryad?
Oh, do you know what? I think your idea of just clearing the 2 colonnettes and sacrificing her to clear the board actually is not a bad idea. Just saying, okay, I need to clear my avenues here, get those out of the way.
The other options you could go for, I don't think a 3k10 would take you safe, but a 2k10
would get you past the other colonnet.
would put you over one colonnet but not onto the other.
Yeah.
And in a position where you can potentially bring your arc of fire back around to do something useful. But you're not getting the evade taken at that point.
Yep.
So I think at this point actually you don't want to play as though Ryad's going to be on the board next turn.
Yeah, you would need to kind of.
You need to get into a position to do something, get a shot, deal with whatever happens, and maybe try and get that evade just to make sure that you get your shot in.
This is a very interesting play at this point. Is Miranda Miranda's that one, yeah.
Yes, Miranda is currently engaged her cloaking device. There was a small wingspan clash there.
I'm not surprised with that wingspan.
Sorry about the tense pauses, listeners.
Yes,
we're
kind of on edge at this point because it could go completely either way. I think it's in Duncan's favour, but that could very easily change. Oh. Duncan needs to try and get a Mega Leader off the board, though, because once it gets down just one-on-one with Mega Leader, it's going to be much harder to push that damage through. Especially with a stealth device. Although if you've got a bomb, that's much more easier for removing a stealth device. Does it count as a hit?
No. So stealth device survives through the bomb. I think Omega Leader could prove to be a challenge.
Yes, I do think so.
If she's left for the end of the game. And particularly if you're starting to run out of some of these bombs that you're dropping left, right, and centre.
Well, to be fair, I won't be too surprised if.
Though there's still 2 colonnettes left on the Warden Squadron.
Yeah.
And the Warden Squadron's completely unhurt.
Yeah, if nothing's touched it, and Donnie's the one that's healing up. If anything, he's concentrating on hitting the wrong K-wing. He's gone for the one that can regenerate, and so you're wasting time when the Warden can't regenerate at all.
But you want to try and get Donnie off the board because those
oh my god,
those homing missiles.
Is he gonna do a 1 forward or 1 bank and then try and drop a Conanet on Omega Leader. I don't know if it'll clear.
I don't think you'd catch it. I'd be tempted. Yeah, just stay where you are. Set yourself up for a TLT shot. So are we seeing 3 hard? Yeah. Crash across there, take the damage. Sabine's going to push another damage through. You're just going to have to face the fact that that's happening, and that next turn is just going to be pure pain.
Oh dear.
Then I'm assuming we're seeing 1 point of damage go through.
Point of damage, yeah.
Second point of damage from
Second
Sabine.
damage, there we go. So Riyadh's now down to 1 whole point left. And Sabine... Yes,
I think that was them indicating why the 2 damage had taken place there, yeah.
This many bombs. Omega Leader could die with stealth device still active. That would be an interesting thing to see.
Now I'm just wondering. Oh, that's mean! Oh, that's mean! I'd forgotten those were there.
That's mean.
I'd forgotten those were there.
That is mean. The seismic.
That's just brutal.
That is amazing. And you know what? He gets to move, and he's probably going to drop another one.
You can only drop one bomber mine per turn. I'm sure Rob is very glad to be aware of at this point. But
that is mean. And Sabine Wren's going to activate again, even though it's going to carry on anyway.
Again, Sabine's only 1 turn, but it's a moot point. It's the point of damage to Ryad to get her off the board. You can focus up there, and you are basically just setting yourself up for another twin laser turret shot.
And there goes Omega Leader, who's probably going to wants to barrel roll away.
Who's done the S loop?
I said, and so he can't barrel roll. Oh no!
And that's a proton bomb as well. So that's going to be a
face up damage card.
Face up damage card.
That is a perfect play by Duncan, and that's why he's the UK Nationals champion.
That is.
That was amazing. I couldn't do it. I can do that.
I'm glad I'm not sat across the table from Duncan.
I'd really have my head in my hands at this point, thinking, "Oh no, why?"
Okay, so we're seeing a 4K here.
That's in.
Is that in? Is that getting arc?
I believe that has arc on Miranda.
Hammering some damage home on Miranda at this point definitely helps a huge amount. You need to start hurting Miranda badly here.
Especially since you're probably going to lose one of your heavy hitters anyways.
Yeah, going for the barrel roll to make sure. It's a fair play. Get that range 1 in there. Just make sure that you're doing what you need to do.
It does mean that if Donnie survives, she gets a range 1 shot as well. It's worth noting.
That's true. If Donnie's still got that shield there as well, that's a little bit of protection.
Proton bomb. So there goes the crits to both those ships.
I wish we could see what
could see what the crits are. That's just So there goes Riyadh.
Beautiful.
Just masterful. It's a masterstroke.
I love seeing bombs being used well, specifically because they're something I can't I can't use well. So it's a learning experience every time I see them on the table.
And it's interesting to note that this list, Robert Cornell's list, went completely undefeated in the last round, and now it's taking an absolute beating. And Omega Leader also gets a face-up damage card, so it's actually lost a hull point.
Okay, so that's 2 hits going through onto Miranda.
Guess 0 most likely.
I'm suspecting guess 0. So
and I'd guess 0. Guess 1. Spend the focus.
Spend the focus. Yeah. Avoid taking the damage. Good call.
I believe she has lost her shield, so she's only got a hull left. So avoiding that crit is handy.
And then Omega Leader will be taking. Oh no! Hold on. This is going to be twin laser turret shots. I think from Duncan. Sorry, I'm slightly losing track of.
I'm losing track of the markers as well.
So that's 2 hits there. That's a tricky decision. Do you spend that evade token?
Yeah.
Or do you lose that shield? taking the damage.
He's taking the damage. That's a focus result. Oof. Stealth device is gone. I think stealth device has just been kaput. Ouch.
Can we see what's happening with Rob's cards there? I'm not 100% certain what's just gone down.
I believe the stealth device, it did take a hit. Yes, the shield's been pinged off. The stealth device has been lost. So yes, indeed, Omega Leader has suffered an exchange of fire there.
That looks like, is that
Crit,
a hit
hit.
and 2 crits? But it's a twin laser turret, so at least only 1 point of damage. Oh, so that's interesting. The reason why we only saw 3 dice being rolled, the crit that went through onto Omega Leader dropped her agility.
Yes, you're right. Ouch. So, and now that's another damage. So.
Oh, this is
painful to watch.
That was probably the worst crit that could go through there for Rob at that moment in time as well, because it basically lost him the stealth device and then lost him the stealth device again.
Yeah.
Effectively,
This is quite amazing to watch, actually. Sorry if we're so quiet. It's just we're just amazed by what we're seeing at this point. Oh, spend the focus.
Spend the focus.
There you go.
Yeah, is that going to push? Is that going to be a Mega Leader off the board?
I think it's a Mega Leader off the board. Yep, that's a Mega Leader off the board. Gone. Just in one round, full with a stealth device to nada, nothing. Boom.
So, Marek Steele's in a really bad position now.
I would say she is.
Because Miranda is just going to come gently around and
drop a bomb right in front.
She's run out of Cononets.
She can still drop something nasty.
You could drop a proton bomb there though, which does cause some problems. At the very least, it's something that Rob's got to keep in mind. And even if you don't end up dropping the bomb, it's forcing him to fly as though you are.
Yeah.
The Warden, I think, is still pretty much fully loaded on munitions as well, because I don't think we've seen anything there go out as yet.
Just to remind you folks that Duncan Callander is the UK Nationals champion, and he's taking on Robert Cornell in our pokey little store. The Warden Squadron pilot does have nets left. Never mind out of nets. Donny Bank turns banks left and dumps a collar net on Steel.
It's a shame. It's a shame that those kind of nets are gone. But
yeah,
I like you, Audio Weasel. That's what I was thinking right up until the point I remembered. Hold on, we've seen 2 Connor nets on the board.
Yeah, and it's down to 35 on
No, hold on. Or was that first one from the Warden?
We'll soon find out.
We'll soon find out.
They have got munitions tokens, and they have been discarding them. So I do know that they have a more accurate representation of how many they have, but we've not been able to keep up.
If there's still a Coronet there, that's probably going to be game.
That probably is.
Okay, you're Rob at this point.
Boy.
You've got this board situation in front of you. What do you do to make the best of it?
I bank to the left by 3. Actually, no, turn 3 and move to start engaging the Warden, because Miranda, you want to try and get in front of the enemy more than anything, because they're just going to, if you're behind them, if you're chasing them, they're just going to start dropping stuff in your way. And as you say, there goes a proton bomb. At this point, I would do a 3, and then I would barrel roll away from that thing.
Yeah.
If you land on a bomb, is that an obstacle?
No.
Cool.
No. You'll still take the consequences of it when it decides that it's blowing up.
But yeah. It's been amazing to watch this one.
Yeah.
There's 3.
Now that's the move I probably would have gone for, but that's because I'd be really inclined to try and chase Miranda, which isn't necessarily the most sensible thing to do, but it's where my instincts would lead me.
Barrel rolled.
I don't think the barrel roll's going to get you arc. Maybe it will.
I think it might just about do it.
That is going to be tight. And you are leaving yourself immediately. I
Yeah,
guess the
you're
Cononets are
open.
gone. The Cononets are gone. There we go. Yes, no, there we've got some arc. We've got some arc there. That is going to be some more damage going through to Miranda. Clear of the proton bomb.
Actually, I don't know. Yeah, that's arc. That's Clark. That is clearly arc. No modification though. Only the evade. Bomb explodes.
Bomb explodes, no effect.
It just means you're close to Miranda Downey.
Bunch of dice coming Miranda's way. However, at this point, so this is definitely an issue for her.
2 hits.
Two hits. Do you guess?
I think he
What
guessed.
did we guess?
He guessed 3PO. He guessed that, and he gets 1, and he spent that to convert anyway.
So spend the focus. Nicely done.
And yes, he did win nationals with triple jumps, but yeah, 1
Rolling
hit.
2 dice. So that's dropping. Oops. So that's a shield regen on Miranda. Because those 2 dice coming through
I
there.
keep forgetting that annoying maneuver.
It's fine. It's fine. At least it's now at a point where we can just hit the one button. To
Hit
get
the
it
one
back.
button to get it back. All I've got to do now is hit one button and it's all over. So, more or less. I was just expecting Marik Steel to just explode at this point from the stress. Oh. If only he had a Conner, because that would be the perfect chance to drop a Conner.
That homing missile paid off so strongly.
It did. It just completely put Rayard in danger, and then she went over the Conner, and it was game. Then, of course, there was the seismic bomb, the proton bomb by Omega Lead from that hit Omega Leader, and
for all that we're saying, oh well, it's game. We do still have Marek Steel on the board.
We
He's
do.
Still at pilot skill 9.
He's still dangerous.
He's still dangerous. And if he can start landing crits on Miranda, those crits are going to be the most punishing possible ones because Rob has the choice of 3.
Here's the question: do you K-turn or do you turn? Because Miranda probably wants to get away, so I'd say do a 3-turn Miranda, then another 3-turn. Get out of the way, baby.
Yeah, because she's moving first, which is...
Here comes the Warden, trying to get back into the action again. Not surprising that we have a slam.
Yep. Get yourself in close range a bit. Make sure that you're bringing the two turrets to bear.
Don't forget the Warden still has some homing missiles, I believe.
No missiles, but there are proximity mines, seismic charges, and Cononets.
Well, there we go.
Just leave a trail of munitions behind you.
One of them's bound to hit him.
Okay, so 2-turn. Yep.
Oh, he's probably guessing that. He's either trying to block the K-turn or try to get out of the way of a 3 hard turn from the defender. Very smart play there.
Do you slam there?
That's a... Yeah.
Because if he goes for the 4K, I think a 2... Oh, now that's interesting. That is...
That's Miranda saying, I've got a range 1-shot on you soon.
That's Miranda saying I've still got homing missiles, so you need to get this right.
And he got it right to some degree. He is now within range 1, and he wants to keep there because he doesn't want to get out of range 1 because of the twin laser turret. And now he's facing the wrong way, and he probably can't K-turn. I don't think there's enough space.
And Miranda, I think, is about to burn her shield off here, to throw 4 dice in with a target lock. Let's not care too much about that. So that homing missile, maybe.
And Miranda engages a cloaking device. So, 3, the 4th for the shield burn. There we go.
Yep. Very strong play from Duncan here.
Oh,
just knowing what to do.
Look at that. And well, focus result, but still 3 hits.
3 hits. There is a decent chance of that chipping some damage through here. 1, 2. That's the evade taken.
That's very enough to
Okay,
evade.
so that's enough to evade.
However, it's now I think Reek in a bit of a tough spot here. He's facing the wrong way with 2 ships. With number 2 probably about to block his only exit from that area there. Yeah. This could go on forever, but I wish it could.
So, I don't think Duncan is going to be able to close enough range with that Warden Squadron to get shots in this turn. Unless we're looking at where's that board edge? I don't think there's anything close to enough room for a K-turn there from that.
No, it's going to have to turn.
So it's going to have to turn in. I'm expecting a 3-turn to the right here. Which might just put that Warden Squadron in a position to get an obstructed, admittedly, but a long-range shot in there. 3 round. I'd be sorely tempted to advance slam and target lock. But no. Duncan is being a more reasonable human being than I am.
I don't question the UK Nationals champion. He knows what he's doing. I hope.
He's not flying the K-Wings like they're jousting ships, as I was attempting to do.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Warden's next play is to turn and just block that opening right there from that asteroid. Just completely get in the way. With a proximity mine or a coronet or something. He wants to block the exit because then it can't turn to engage the Warden. Which right now it may want to, considering how Miranda is starting to get away, though she can easily turn in to engage. Well, he's got range. But the question is, how long is he going to last? So back to dials. This is getting really close.
Yeah.
Marika's still fully shielded and fully holed. Warden, same. It's Miranda who's the one who suffered the damage, but she can regenerate her shields. So
with that Warden, do you 2 hard round to the right, advanced slam 2 hard round to the left, pop a coronet out the back, block that route off.
That's what I think.
In the way.
That's what I think. Because even if you don't entirely block off the exit, sure.
You guys fancy one more?
What?
Dave is offering to come and help commentate for the rest of what's left.
Certainly, please bring him in.
I wouldn't let him before because he's not absolutely resist, but
That's fine.
letting now.
Please bring him
in. So.
I wonder if he's going to do exactly what I would actually block that. Oh, he's not blocking.
Okay, so 3 forward, and then what?
The thing is, he's behind an asteroid. He's not in a bad defensible position.
So maybe he's setting up into a position to drop a bomb next turn.
Hello, David. Please join us. Please sit on the back of the table or wherever you want to sit.
I'll perch wherever.
Have you seen this match that's going on?
I have not seen any of this. I've just had an exciting game myself.
It's the UK Nationals the
Yes.
UK National Champion Duncan Callander taking on Robert Cornell, and he's dropping cornets and bombs all over the place with Sabine Wren.
Oh, lovely! I spoke to Duncan because, as you said, he was the Nationals champion, and I just sort of passed my congratulations to him because I've not seen him since he's won. So it was good to pass the information off.
And it's been quite a masterstroke of how to fly K-wings and drop bombs. It's amazing this match.
Oh, so he's only just got Donny and the Warden.
Only Donny
That's
the
it.
Warden. That's all he's needed. He's taken down Riyadh. He's taken down Omega Leader. It's only a fully shielded in the hold. Marique still left. The Warden's untouched. Donny's lost all his shields, and that's it.
But then Donny can regen.
Donny
on
can
a turn.
regen. Yeah, and
Duncan has been making some tremendous calls on when to regen and then when to spend those shields as well.
Yeah.
It's been.
Oh yeah, because he's got pilot. No, he hasn't got pilot skill advantage against Marek.
no, but he doesn't really need it.
No. Cool.
So Marek's going to be taking, what is that, range?
That looks like range 3 to me.
Is that going to be range 2 onto the Warden through the rock? Some very careful measurements, some very careful consideration here.
Move that target lock, people.
Just nudging that ship out the way so we can get the range ruler in, I think, there. Do we have range 3? Because this is important for both parties.
I think it's range 3. I think that can rest just slightly between them.
Okay, so that's a shot for Marek onto Miranda, but it's also Miranda potentially getting some twin laser turret action going. And at that point, that would be That would be Miranda and the Warden Squadron. And if you've got both of those putting fire in, that's enough to threaten the defender.
Yeah.
Even with that evade token there, you are potentially forcing things to be spent. Nope, not that way around.
Yeah, with that C-3PO as well, he can evade one a turn anyway.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, if he calls it correctly.
Yeah.
It's been doing some decent work there.
Here we go. And because he's doing those 3 maneuvers, it's making him very predictable as well.
Mm. But what would you expect from the Nationals champion playing something really solidly well?
Yeah.
Has he won all 4 so far?
He's apparently, he's top table.
So 2 hits.
2 hits. Oh, he probably guessed 0 with Donny. Did he guess C-3PO or is it all for naught? Oh, he takes 2. Okay, that's changed things. It's not terrible, but now Donny is vulnerable to the defender because she's got 3 hull left. The defender can take her down next round if it gets a lucky shot on her.
Unless Duncan regens.
Duncan,
he has done.
Yeah, he...
Okay, so first shot into regen, popping a shield back onto Miranda.
So annoying.
Is that all but 1 evade though?
That is all but 1 evade. Oh, there's a crit in there as well. 1 evade, it's fine. Alright, spend the token. The token's been burnt off. Now it's the Warden's turn to return fire.
Okay, so this might do something here.
Hit and hit.
Hit and hit. It's still obstructed, so that's a decent chunk of dice to be rolling.
And enough to evade it. That's the first exchange. Can we see the second TLT, please? All focus. Spend that focus. You might as well.
Yep.
3 hits.
No point hanging on to it.
That's 1.
That's evade. Focus. Yeah.
No, that's
a shield push through.
That's a shield. That definitely helps.
Yeah. He's pushed something through on that now. Now Duncan needs to capitalise and very quickly get Donny out of the way, drop bombs. To be fair, she's in a great position at this point.
Does the Warden drop one of its munitions out the back?
Does it drop a proximity mine? I wonder.
Well, the proximity mine is an action, isn't it? So that one...
Oh, that one can't be dropped.
That would be after...
That would probably be Donny's one then, if she were to drop a bomb.
What have we got on there? Have we got...
So on Donny you've got colonnettes and proton bombs.
Colonnettes have been spent, we think. Proton bombs, we spent 1 proton bomb.
Proximity
mines and seismic charges, and colonnette because of Sabine Wren on the Warden.
So with the Warden, maybe drop a seismic charge out and then slam Miranda out the way, but you're taking some risks for any...
You are taking risks.
It's 2 points of damage though because of Sabine, so revealing the dial, do we see... No. Okay, that is very fair. I think we're just trying to set up TLT shots really here, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, here's Miranda doing a 1 forward. I'm not sure that's the wise thing. That it can potentially kill her if it gets really lucky.
Yeah.
Unless no, Duncan doesn't get an opportunity to return fire beforehand. Oh, range 1.
That's coming in hard.
Robert has to capitalise off this. If he wants to try and get points back, he's going to have to shoot down Donny.
The game does change quite substantially once Miranda's off the board, though.
It does.
Pilot skill initiative takes effect then. Well, it's going to take effect anyway.
However, can I say that...
that is prime Connonet territory.
It's a prime Connonet territory there.
Spend that. That's 1, 2, 3... 3 points of damage there.
She'd probably guess 0.
So I'm guessing that's 2 more points of damage going through.
Yes.
Now, do we have a crit going through here? No.
So Miranda's still on the board. I believe she has lost a shield and taken a shield.
Yeah, because anyway, there would have been one evade dice there as it was anyway, so it would have taken 2.
Stray dice. Hit. That's what you want to see. Focus.
I think that's going to be some damage going through.
He spends the evade.
He spends the evade for 1, but I think he still takes 1, doesn't he?
He just...
Still with blanks and the rest.
And then this is the Warden taking a range 1, so that's the primary weapon turret as well. 1, 2, spend the focus for 3.
Apparently it's game.
Is that game?
I don't know what happened there. We must have missed some shields
There
somewhere.
must have been quite a lot of damage going through there. We
Obviously
weren't-
didn't realise that. It's game. That's incredible. I
think what's happened there. Rob's realised that I don't think enough damage has gone through, but I think Rob's realised that colonet gets shot out into a position where he can't avoid it. He takes 2 damage and Mark dies at that point.
Yeah.
Well,
at that point, Rob has conceded. Wow.
masterfully played.
Looking at those 2 lists, I would not have said this one would come out on top. But then it's
you've
Duncan.
You have got to remember as well, we have seen some munitions fun before on the stream with a Warden and was it 2 Y-Wings?
Yes. Yeah, but not like this. I'm going to get Duncan back here.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea.
I'm going to get Duncan back here.
The K-Wing's a heck of a ship as well.
Oh, I love the K-Wing.
This is not a list I would want to fly myself because I don't think I could do it justice. But it's beautiful to see it in action.
It's like Chelsea's Chiridoni list. You know, Chelsea flies that really, really well. Do I think I could play it? No. But I've come out all right today.
How's the day gone for you in general? Yes. What's your overall score been?
Overall score is 3 wins, 2 losses.
That's solid. More wins than losses. That's what you want.
But I picked up points in every single game.
Okay.
Lost the first one 6900. Won the second 100-0. Lost the third one. That really tight game you guys saw. Beat Chelsea 100-0, then 148 to finish.
Duncan, please.
I'll slide over.
I will. Wow. Well, that was nothing short of amazing. If any of you have questions for Duncan, please put them up in the chat so we can have a look at them and read them out.
Heck of a game to watch, though.
That was nothing short of a masterclass in how to fly K-Wings and drop bombs. We were so speechless we couldn't believe what we were watching most of the time. It was incredible to watch, quite simply. Amazing. Thank you so much for such an entertaining game. Where did the idea for this list come from?
Again, Ed Bradley.
Ed Bradley.
He gives me these lists, I learn to play them, and then come to tournaments.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So you are the UK Nationals champion.
I
am. Will this be a list that you'll be taking to Worlds, possibly?
Possibly not.
Possibly not.
Too fragile.
Too fragile. I don't know about fragile. I mean, you certainly managed to dish out more than you took this turn, but I guess against some things like contracted scouts, you would probably find yourself
And some of the
outmatched.
new
Protectorates.
sectorates coming through, also, a lot of stress giving.
Yeah, a lot of stress giving and a lot of stress mechanics like the slicer tools that come out.
Yeah. Get stressed, can't ban slam.
Yeah,
Everything's
that's
so
it.
crappy green dials that, there's like 4 greens on them.
Yeah. You're
Well, at least
quite
they've got-
limited at that point.
At least they've got no natural red manoeuvres on those K-Wings, though.
Yeah,
No.
that is true. I mean, the dial for K-Wing is a bit more forgiving in the fact that it has quite a lot of green and, well, a little bit of green and no reds. So that's somewhat forgiving. But yeah, that was... Do you guys have any questions for Duncan about this? Because that was... The way you positioned your asteroids was interesting. Were you attempting to block off certain paths using your colonets?
The idea behind this one is I play this a bit different than I have all day. Because of the defenders, Rob's ships are so fast that I don't want him this easy speed to get behind me.
Yeah.
So that first one I dropped was just basically in case he came round to behind.
So yeah, you are kind of blocking off avenues. It was quite impressive, especially Sabine Wren when she pushed the extra damage through. That really did help you, taking out both Riyadh and in the end both
Absolutely, and if you,
Megalina.
Did you win, Duncan?
I did.
Duncan's indeed win.
And if you if you can kill one person with a bomb or a bomb token, and then there's another ship at range 1, Sabine then passes extra damage to that other person.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. You didn't use barely any of your munitions though. You used your home missiles, 2 colonets, I believe.
Normally I would drop more, but Rob is such a good player, he kind of knows where I'm going to be, so he can turn it into me.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of other players I would have been able to get behind and drop one on top of them or something.
Yeah, we could definitely see that. Both of you are very skilled players, and we completely did not expect what we got at the end there. But thank you so much for that. That was amazing. What did you enjoy the Verity list today? What do you think of the Hangar Bay format?
I quite like the Hangar Bay format, although I flew King Wings all day.
Yeah, you've only flown the K-Wings. We actually thought that, and we thought it was quite amusing.
Were you ever tempted to make the swap at any point? Did you see like 2 lists going down and you were just like, these are both terrible matchups for the K-Wings, or...
I saw a potential IG versus Phantom Desi coming down. I thought he's going to go the IG, so I just went with the K-Wings. I just wanted to see if it would work. And with that list, I was just drop bomb every single IG until one's dead.
Just keep on dropping them until they're dead.
If it isn't dead, it will be at some point.
At some point. That's just brilliant. And I believe you've gone complete... have you had any losses today at all?
No losses, and I think I lost about 2, maybe 3 ships the whole day.
2 or 3 ships all day.
That's impressive when you're flying K-Wings, because as you say, they are, for all that they are a big stack of hull and shields, that behind that 1 agility dice, it's very easy for them to start getting burnt down very quickly.
Very much so.
Yeah, I mean, Miranda's in for the long haul. You're just chipping away, gaining a shield, trying not to die, forcing your opponent to make a mistake.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought that he was making a mistake going for Miranda because the Warden can't regenerate, so I thought it was better to go for the Warden, get him out of the way, and just then ditch Miranda. But you kind of set it up so he had no choice but to go for Miranda first, in a way.
Yeah. If you go for the Warden, Miranda then gets the second lot of homing missiles off and a few other tricks up the sleeve.
That is true. That's true. I'm sure you designed this list with all avenues of attack in mind. I would never, ever... think to question the Nationals champion at this point.
So, with this list, if you were setting up across the table, what would be the nightmare matchup that you wouldn't want to see?
Potentially Dangaroo.
Yeah, I can see that.
Even range 3, a couple of attacks with the K-Wings, he's only going to damage them like really quickly. Triple jumps at this stage. Swarms.
Mm.
You got very lucky with your pairings then. If you wouldn't face any contractor scouts all day, then again, I guess people didn't bring them
I think
because.
there's 2 contractor stouts. One I saw.
One of them we know is Gareth's.
And I think the other one was Tim's.
I don't know about Tim.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't know.
fair enough. But no, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for entertaining. Any last questions for Duncan? I don't think we have. I think no one has any questions. I think anyone can question that play. That was
just a lot of praise for the game.
I got lucky with that free bank with the K-Wing, the baby K, towards the asteroid, just millimetre perfect.
Yeah.
We were holding our breath on that one. I genuinely thought that was going to be an overlap there, and that would change the complexion of the game very soon.
Might have done, but that stage is there to try to block someone back onto the asteroid or slow him down a bit.
But no, thank you for joining us, Duncan. We appreciate
I'm going
it.
to say I might actually have a quick
Yeah,
question
go
for
on.
Duncan, actually. From Wave 9, what's been your favourite ship that's come out?
Good question.
Good question. I quite like the Protectorates.
Just
but
get up in your grill.
The casters are great to see. You finally got something that you can run for scum for a big ship that's not a jump muster.
Yeah, I was really surprised actually by the lack of Shadowcasters on the field today, because the Hangar Bay format seems like one where they could potentially thrive against the right matchups, and just from paying attention to Vassal over the last month or so, they've been all over the place.
I mean, it takes a whole new learning curve to be able to get your primary and your auxiliary arc to
Point in the right direction.
point in the right direction. And not just for that, for the next time and the next time after that, so you're not wasting actions turning it.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. I do think that's probably the one ship we'll see a lot as the meta starts to develop in the UK.
Yeah.
And the rest of the world. Are you looking forward to Worlds?
I am.
Got any plans for it, or are you just hoping to head headlong in and hope for the best?
I fly out to Australia on Saturday, so 3 weeks in Australia, and then fly to Australia to Worlds back to the UK, and then to IQ Games.
Wow, jet setting.
That's non-stop there.
Non-stop. Well, I don't think we waste breath saying we wish you luck. We want you to bring it home.
Bring it home for the British.
Bring it home for the British. But yes, thank you for joining us, and thank you for an amazing game.
Yes, great to watch.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Well, that was nothing short of incredible.
After we had a bit of a crisis regarding what was going on the stream for the last game, I think that worked
Made
out
the right
as well as
choice.
it could have possibly done.
I
I'll
think
definitely have
so.
to start watching that if you guys say that the game was top class.
It was probably one of the best games of X-Wing I have seen for a long time. The only times I've seen matches compete is when I've watched World tournaments. You know, when you've seen the top 10 was Paul Heater versus all kinds of people, and that was amazing to watch.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what to do at every single moment. And there was never a moment where he felt like he was too much danger. He was confident, went in.
Something I will say about today, actually, I feel we've had 5 entertaining games back to back. There's not been one where I was sat there being like, no point watching the rest of this. There's always been something to pay attention to, and there's always been some entertaining lists on the field as well.
Yeah.
Just a shame we didn't get any arcs.
Yeah, it is a shame we couldn't get an Arc 170 on the stream. We did try. We tried our best. At every opportunity, unfortunately, they picked the opposite list, and unfortunately, the final match we couldn't because the person didn't want the
it was the
opponent
same-
didn't want to be on
the
the
same
list.
person
Yeah,
I was.
it's just unhappy accident. You know,
Yeah.
one of those things.
Yeah.
We'll see where things develop. We would normally have the list of everything to go through, like for the final pairings. However, I don't think we'll be doing that today because I need to go up prizes. So we're actually going off air a bit earlier than normal today. However, we'll get the final standings posted to our Facebook page as soon as possible. I would actually like to...
What's our next event coming up?
Yes, correct. Our next event actually is scheduled to be on the... I believe it is the 19th of November. Saturday the 19th of November. We're doing it a bit out of its socket this next month. But it's going to be Escalation.
And you will not be seeing me in the commentary booth for that because I love Escalation.
You love Escalation. Maybe not me, because I actually quite like playing Escalation as well. I know that David doesn't.
Yeah, but the only problem is here, Elliot, actually. The Sunday, I'm going to be doing a Dice Masters regional in Cambridge. Nottingham.
Nottingham.
And Mr. Me has sacrificed himself to do the driving for the day. So I don't think I would probably want to shatter myself out on Saturday for shattering myself out on Sunday as well.
Well, it all is the case. I guess I can take over the booth for one Escalation. As always, next time. But yes, Escalation is a great format. It's one of those fun random formats we like to do.
It really changes what you see being played as well, because you can't list build the same way that you do for the 100-point dogfight format in any way. Because you've got that initial 60 points and then you've got those 30-point blocks to build up. And it means that some of those lists that you see really commonly, some of those lists that are really strong in the 100-point meta, just don't compete in the same way. Like Cynthia Fell, for example, is great at the 60 and 90-point brackets, but when you get to 120 and 150 and there's more ships on the board and more arcs for Cynthia to try and dodge, you definitely see a diminishment there. And it's actually an environment where like some of the generic pilots can start to show through a bit more, and jousting efficiency can start to be a bit more of a thing as well.
So do you build to your 120 and see how to trim it to others, or start at the beginning? That's a good point. What do you do?
I always start from the 60 and then build up from there.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have an effective 60 points, you are crippling yourself for the first round of the game. It's worth having the higher point levels in mind, but what I tend to try and avoid doing is bringing a ship in at 1 point level with the expectation of adding a bunch of upgrades to it to the next, because you are effectively hamstringing yourself for the round where you've got this partially equipped, partially effective ship in play.
Every list that you build for it has to be highly effective, otherwise you're just going to fess yourself to lose. I mean, you can risk it, but then it comes down to your flying. Really.
Yeah.
Having said that, if you can trim out a point or two here so that you've got like the next round or like an extra spare like 4 or 5 points to put something a bit larger in,
By all means, yeah.
definitely worth considering.
Yeah, I know that Escalations has some of my most interesting games, and I think you'd agree with me with that one.
Oh, your round one last time.
My round one was my Tycho Selchu and my Jake Farrell, I believe, versus a Juno Eclipse and a Darth Vader, and we went to a 100-point draw because
Excellent.
no one. We actually know
60-60.
60, because we didn't get
Kill
arc
anything.
at all in the entire stage of that game. We were completely arc dodging each other all the time. It was an amazing thing to kind of play, and I think to observe. I kind of wish it was up there, but it is what it is. Any favourite matches you played in Escalation?
Oh, there's been a few. from the point of view of the match that went the best for me, the match that I had streamed against John McPhillips, because my manoeuvres all worked out the way I wanted. Cactus's manoeuvres did not work out the way he wanted, and I got the end result. I think the game that was the most down to the wire was the game I had the round following that. That was against, I think, Chris Burdett, where he'd got some regenning Rebel Aces versus my pair of Scouts and Nadru and Palob. It was a really hard fought game, and in the end we just ended up down to one ship apiece on the board. But because his ship left with Red Ace, I couldn't push that damage through. But it definitely felt like we were both giving it our best there.
Brilliant. I like it when games do come down to the wire. It's never fun when it's a table. But yeah. Right, well, I think that's our kind of call to kind of say good night, everyone. I would like to thank you, Robin, for joining me in the booth here. Because
thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. You've been a wonderful commentator. Thank you for joining me. David, for joining us in the last few minutes of the final round and for playing. Thank you.
Yeah, I also thank the privilege for being able to play on the stream, because I don't know if you said it, but it's the first time I've ever played on the stream competitively. I haven't played competitively for 6 months.
Well,
It was certainly a nail biter of a game to watch.
It was.
Yeah, when I realised it was only 5 point swing defeat, like, oh.
It is what it is. Sometimes you've got to fly for the best. I'd like to thank Athena's staff, which has been Daniel Norman and Alex Moore for helping out today, as well as Kieran, who was here briefly, and Sean downstairs on the till. I'd like to thank everyone for doing it. I'd like to thank Jamie for the store itself. You know,
We couldn't do it without him.
We couldn't do it without actually a store to begin with. I'd like to thank all the players for turning up. All 31 players. We had 2 people drop, and that's about it. So not a bad day, I think.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time on Athena Games. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Galactic HoloNet.
Night all.